overall thoughts on how your team performed?
Pretty good. I thought at different parts of the game, one of the phases, sort of took control to create or stop momentum. There was a slight lull at in the third probably, but I thought for coming together at this point in the season, having a three-phase game where, like I said, at certain points each phase took their turn, making it work for the team, which is pretty pleasing.
The offensive phase obviously led by a real hot quarterback tonight. I mean, Zach's had good games. This is one of his better ones statistically. What did you see?
Yeah, he was good. I thought he stood in there and delivered. Made good decisions, and thought the receivers did a nice job and at being quarterback friendly and working for him. I also thought that when we needed to run the ball, we ran the ball. It was a little lean. I said on the radio it was a little lean to start, but when we needed it, they certainly came through and we were able to churn out some yardage on the ground.
They stymied your run early. I guess too soon to know without looking at film whether it's what they did or.
I think it's always some of them and some of us.
Sure.
I think you could say that about any time you're. I don't know what the stats were, but it just didn't feel like we were doing well. But it could be some of them and some of us.
Sure. But when you need it, like you said, you found some yardage on the ground when you really need it. How do you kind of make sense of that? How does that work? How do you explain it?
I don't know why you would even try making sense of it. Like I'm not looking for answers at that point. I'm just thinking it's on time, right on time.
I'm wondering if they find another deer somehow late.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask him.
Okay. And Zach, his scramble. I mean, geez, he's 36. How old did he look on that play, did you think?
38, probably. It was awesome. I mean, he was good in the pocket. He moved well, evaded a bunch of some pressure and some counter moves and got off. And I mean, his vision is really, really good. Like, it's elite. So he can pick and choose his moves in the line to the end zone. It's good.
One more for me. You mentioned the lull third quarter. You had a 13-point lead that vanished. What do you feel? You've often talked about momentum doesn't carry over, but do you feel it within games? So what did you?
Yeah, I think there's momentum within games.
What did you feel there, and how did it turn?
Yeah, honestly, that's an interesting question because I am trying to assess that on the sideline, and there was not a point where I thought, okay, this is really slipping. I just thought one of the phases is going to make a play and do something good, and I thought our special teams did a really nice job of covering and also getting timely returns, and I think they'd want to have one back, but other than that, I thought they did a real nice job of controlling the momentum in the game. A really nice job by the special teams.
You've watched Zach play a lot of great games. Can you tell when he's on a rhythm? Is there something that you can see from him? Anything tangible that he's going?
No, I don't know.
No.
It's not like he comes to my office before the game and says, "This is the one."
No, that'd be amazing if he did.
It'd be great.
I mean, more on the field.
I think
there's something consistent about those.
I think what's consistent is he's consistently really, really good.
Yeah.
That's like over time, his body of work says that he's going to win you a lot of games. He's going to win a lot of plays. He's going to win a lot of drives. He's consistently really good. Like the really good players, a down play or a down series doesn't keep them down.
I saw you reach for the challenge flag there. It was in your pocket and it was out of your pocket.
Yeah.
That Evan Holm, is it just?
Yeah, I don't know that you can win that one. What I see is I don't think Evan Holm even touched him. Yeah, I think Evan says he didn't really touch him, but he also said, "We're not winning that challenge, coach." So he liked that we didn't, but we always communicate with everybody about. I mean, you don't want that to have that happen a second time the next play and not make the right decision, right? Yeah, Evan's so good and so clean in his coverage. I don't know that he touched him. It looked like the receiver might have tripped himself, like stubbed his toe, and Evan had his hand out, but I don't think he pushed him. But we'll see. The legal comment on it.
I assume their feet locked.
No, I don't think their feet locked at all. But
What was the logic of kicking the ball to them in the second?
yeah, weird wind from about midfield on the north end zone. Enough of a wind that if it's going to be a grinder game and you're going to have to, kick a 60-yarder to win, you want to be going that way. So
But the logic is that you're assuming stop them that one drive and it's a moot point kind of thing? Like stop, like if you give them the ball back to take that win, I imagine the logic is get your defense to get that first stop, and then it's kind of a moot point? I mean,
yeah, I don't
they come in
know.
and they score, right?
Yeah,
It's a key part of the game.
yeah, sure. But I think you can use the benefit of hindsight for create a lot of shit, just all going back to hindsight, right? This was a decision we made. We've made that decision a bunch of times before for a variety of reasons. And the outcome of them scoring somewhere earlier in the third doesn't make you think about it. Just, you made the decision with the information you had at the time, which is generally a good decision. That's all you can ever do is make the decision with the information you've got. If somebody told me, they're going to score on this drive, if you change your decision, what you want is the wind in the fourth in case it comes down to a long kick. You want to be able to keep pinning them. You want to be able to score touchdowns and kick off and pin them, which I think our kickoff team did for the most part. Maybe that last one got away on us a little bit, but I don't know.
Just the last one for me. A lot of guys love training camp. They wanted to get going, obviously, with the bye week. It's a small sample size, but it's still a sample size. Is there something you've seen from this team in the first 3 games that tells you, told you after that training camp that this was, this team was rolling? Like, is there anything in those games that you feel that you're most proud of so far?
I like our veteran group of leaders that are running the show. They're awesome. Can't say enough about them. They get it. They've always gotten it. They keep getting it right. I just think we have great leaders in that locker room.
Coach, everybody knows Trey Ford is very dangerous with his legs. You guys had a lot of success keeping him in the pocket tonight, keeping him from hurting you with those legs. I'd imagine that was a big part of the game plan. Were you happy with the execution of that?
Yeah, I think it's a big part of everybody's game plan versus them. So, happy with it. I thought our guys, when he gets running around, I thought our guys pursued very intelligently.
He's taking good angles, that kind of thing?
Even exercising patience.
So I suppose sometimes he might be his most dangerous when somebody commits, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think the problem sometimes is when 5 guys commit. If you're the 5th guy, why are you doing the same thing that the other 4 are doing?
Makes sense. I wanted to ask you, since you're wearing your teamed head shirt, a thought about a guy who spent a long time in this organization and helped you make it to 5 Grey Cups, win 2 of them.
Yeah, and before that in Toronto, we worked together for over 15 years. So we got another one together in Toronto. Love the guy.